Hey everybody, welcome to Building Episode 6, a little bonus feature here for Kerbal Space Program. Okay, so we just completed some contracts. Let's go take a look. The only one we have left right now, which is this silly visual survey, and there's a fair bit of money riding on that one if we can get that one actually done. So, the first thing I want to do is I want to take a look at some science notes and see if there's any ones that we can unlock with our 69 science that's going to help us achieve that particular contract. So all these ones are 90 science or better up here. So I can't get any of those. This one is kind of interesting. It gives us strut connectors, structural fuselage, some bigger decoupler and adapters, and this one has flight control. Oh, hey, the Mark 1 inline cockpit. So this Mark 1 inline cockpit would actually allow us to get any tourist contracts and have that be done much easier. And also a small inline reaction wheel gives us a lot of torque to use in our flights. And we do have batteries, so I can attach batteries to things and actually get a whole bunch of torque going. So I'm going to research flight control and unlock all these parts for 10,800 funds. A quick peek in the Kerbal, flying low. EVA reports. Actually here, situations. Runway, deserts, mountains, shores, highlands. So if we can make it to the grasslands, there's some stuff to do. If we can make it to the water, there's plenty of stuff to do. If we land in one of the deserts, there's plenty of stuff to do too. Alright. On the runway. Okay, so let's see about some contracts here. Ferry a VIP, another orbit VIP mission. 2 tourists, suborbital and orbit. Suborbital, orbit, orbit, suborbital. Completion. Okay, fly to the moon. Perform visual surveys. A surface above 16.7. What happens if we decline this one? This contract. No. Here we go. Science data from space around Kerbal. I always like these ones. Not only does it give us a little science, but it allows us to, that's a pretty decent chunk of income. So we'll accept that. Fly by Minmus. Suborbital space flight in Kerbal. Orbit around Kerbal, fly to the moon. That one's basically a grand tour of the Kerbal system. I wonder if we can decline that one and get a better one. 4 tourists? Oh my goodness. Test an engine. 4 tourists. Test a parachute in flight. 3 tourists. Yeah, I'm not getting anything that's 2 tourists. Here we go. Around Minmus, moon, Minmus, moon. Okay, those are going to be contracts for later. Visual surveys of Kerbal. Fly by the moon. This is the world's first record-keeping society, so chances are this one probably never doesn't have a deadline. Yeah, it never has a deadline. We can't decline that contract. So we should grab this. Because I'm pretty sure deadline never. Yep. So we have that parked away and useful for later. 2 tourists, suborbital and orbit. This one's worth more money. Which gets us more building upgrades quicker. What do you think? Should we build a moonshot vehicle at this point? Are we at a point where we could do that? We have batteries. We have that engine, which is really, really efficient in space. We have the heat shield and a bunch of service-based stuff. I'm kind of thinking it might be time to build a moonlander. We have all sorts of advanced staging. This is 2 tourists around Kerbal for a bunch of money. The other thing we should take a look at while we're building here is what vehicle building upgrades we have available. So this one allows us not only to have patched conics, but it also gives us it also synergizes with this upgrade to give us flight planning. So we'll go ahead and do that. And that means we can actually now plot a course to the moon without any issues. Any other building updates we want to do? Can increase the number of strategies available to us. I wonder. So this allows me to immediately convert science into funds. And this one takes funds income and turns it into science. Setup cost 228,000 funds. Wow. Skip that. All right. I think it's time for a moonshot, or at least a flyby. A flyby with 2 tourists. I'm going to do that after I can be sure that I can reach the moon in the first place. Still need to get that crew report. Science from data from space around Kerbal. Achieve goal. Oh yeah. Okay, so we have that. Alright, it's time to build a moonship. That means we can do EVAs, we know that. That probably means a heat shield for re-entry. And a parachute. Okay, that's the re-entry pod. Now we need to bring science with us. Structural. These guys, we don't have a service bay, do we? All right, we'll have to be careful flying this thing up, not to go too fast and overheat these things. But we're going to grab a couple mystery goos to bring with us, and temperature scanner. Stick a communitron on. So that we can use some of our battery to transmit data. Oh, we do have a service bay. Okay. Just didn't see it there. Service bay, please. Let's keep an eye on the center of mass. Now, I wonder what happens if I do this. Yeah, I like that better. Center of mass. Okay. Stick a mystery goo thing in here. Stick a couple of mystery goo things in here. Where'd the temperature scanner go? Stick a temperature scanner in here. And a battery. Close that up. Micro landing struts. So if we use these, we'll have to have quite a gentle landing, actually. All right. Fuel tanks. This thing is going to be rather tall, especially with that service bay. Well, that's okay. All we're going to need to do at this point, take a look at our contract here. Fly a vessel anywhere nearby the moon to achieve this goal. So all we need to do is a flyby. Engines, that's this guy. Okay, so this stage should be able to do most of the moon work once we're in orbit. Now, how are we doing on the old part count? That's the issue. One, two, three, 4 are reliant. Couple of SRBs. Replicate these over here. We're going to have one too many parts by the time we put aerodynamic nose cones on these. And we are also going to need okay, I think we can probably get away with only because we are going to absolutely need 0.1 0. Lift rating. It's not telling me what the drag is. Now what I could do is go with triple symmetry. Like so. We are over by one part. What is one part that I do not need? I don't need 2 mystery goos. That's what that gets down to. Do we want to start these off at 75% thrust, do you think? Or not? Yes, I know electrical charge is not generated. Oh yeah, unused monopropellant. We can make our rocket a little bit lighter by getting rid of that. I think this thing is probably our best shot to getting at the moon. Now let's just make sure all of our staging is set up correctly. That goes there. That goes there. This goes here. Moon orbiter. Well, congratulations, guys. We made our first moon orbiter. Let's try and launch it and see what happens.